Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
Police arrested 2 suspects after cocaine was found in their plane. Good evening, I'm Chelsea Sick. United States Customs and Border Protection investigators found more than 130 bundles of suspected cocaine in an aircraft at Ohio University's airport on Wednesday. The plane was unauthorized to land at the airport. Investigators opened 3 packages found in the tail of the plane, which contained, quote, a white powdery substance. The 2 suspects, Sylvain Deschardins and David Ayotte, have been arrested. Both have prior drug convictions in Canada, where they were headed when their plane supposedly experienced mechanical problems. The case is still under investigation. Legislators are trying to crack down on drug abuse. U.S. senators have introduced legislation against doctors shopping for addictive painkillers. It would require all states getting certain funding to establish electronic prescription drug monitoring and sharing information across state lines. Pharmacists would have to report any opioids they dispense within 24 hours. Doctors would have to consult the database before writing opioid prescriptions. The future of Athens High School is still up in the air today as talk about whether to renovate or rebuild continues. An engineer from OHM Advisors, Kyle Curie, presented at the school board meeting last night, saying many of the classrooms in the high school do not meet state standards. Curie also says the benefits of the building now include the steel frame, the volume, the large classrooms, and the auditorium's, quote, good bones. The total cost to renovate the high school would be $38 million. The board says they need a walkthrough of renovated and new buildings and through Athens High School to discuss the needs of the building. An Ohio work group reviewing new graduation requirements recommends more flexibility for the first affected high schoolers. The new requirements include more demanding exams. Educators say too many current juniors are at risk of not graduating in 2018 under the requirements. There are multiple paths to earn a diploma, college entrance exams, or through point systems for end-of-course exams and career readiness. The group's suggestion would allow the class of 2018 to earn points for capstone projects, community service, or strong attendance. North Carolina lawmakers passed a bill that repeals the state's controversial bathroom law. It's a move meant to end a year of confusion that saw businesses leave and major sporting events and concerts canceled. Andy Rose has more on the new bill.
For over a year now, House Bill 2 has been a dark cloud hanging over our great state.
After a year of protests and boycotts, North Carolina is repealing its controversial bathroom bill. The bill restricted use of public restrooms and locker rooms based on, quote, biological sex, language many interpreted as discrimination against transgender people.
It has stained our reputation, it has discriminated against our people, and it has caused great economic harm in many of our communities.
Backlash from HB 2 is thought to have cost the state millions in revenue. Companies canceled plans to expand, big-name music acts canceled concerts, and in what was probably the biggest blow, the NCAA pulled all of its college tournaments from the state.
We begin to bring back jobs and sporting events. We begin to repair our reputation.
And while the new bill removes language over who can use restrooms, critics say it too puts transgender people in harm's way. But Governor Roy Cooper promises House Bill 142 is only the beginning for ensuring equal protection for all of North Carolina.
Today's law not only provides for LGBT protections now.
The NCAA says they will reconsider hosting events in North Carolina. The Ohio Department of Transportation will give more than $30 million to Athens County. That is the most funding within District 10, which will have $90 million worth of projects in total. The largest portion will go to an asphalt paving project on Route 33. More than $13 million will be used to replace decades-old concrete. Other projects include various bridge replacements, remediation of abandoned mines, and intersection improvements. The Ping Recreation Center at Ohio University will undergo a major emergency renovation this summer. The Post reports the project will stabilize the underlying soil and make important interior repairs. The project will cost $1.4 million. Right now, the 168,000 square foot building is sitting on unstable clay. The construction will prevent further settlement and is expected to be complete by August. A plan is in the works to demolish the former Abrio's restaurant building and have a new building constructed. The Messenger reports Athens Center LLC submitted a permit application to build a new retail shell building on the site. The plans would include a restaurant on one side with inside and patio seating. The other side would be retail space. No tenants were named.
From the Newswatch Weather Center, I'm Matt Thigpen. Right now in Athens, we're seeing a mild 52 degrees outside. We're seeing those southwest winds coming in at 6 miles per hour as that rain is slowly moving out of our area. We see that little bit of drizzle out there. And across our region, we're settling into the lower 50s to the mid 50s. Our warmer spot is actually Newark, 56 degrees, and 56 also in Ripley. Down there in Ironton, 55 degrees. So nice and mild evening it will be as that cold front moves through. And we want to get to our flood advisories and warnings. We have flood warnings for Jackson County in Ohio, Morgan, Athens, and Vinton County in Ohio. We have the flood advisories there in the lighter shade of green, looks like teal to me, in Hocking County, and then Guernsey County, Muskingum, Noble, and also Greene County over there in West Virginia. So if you're out there tonight, you got to watch out for those flood warning here for Athens. We'll see a low of 43 degrees. Breezy, the winds will get breezier as we head into the evening hours and into the day tomorrow. A few lingering showers out there tonight. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it'll be a decently rainy night and a little bit of windy, Chelsea.
All right, thanks, Matt. More details are coming out about the Nunes intelligence briefing, and Trump University has reached a settlement. We'll have all the details when Newswatch returns. We are learning more about who helped House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes in his gathering of intelligence. CNN has confirmed from a U.S. official that at least 2 White House staffers, Ezra Cohen-Watnick and Michael Ellis, were involved in assisting Nunes last week in gathering intelligence materials. It's unclear if either actually showed the California Republican materials regarding surveillance in last year's presidential election. A spokesperson for Nunes says the lawmakers will not confirm or deny who his sources are. Nunes is under fire for telling both President Trump and the media about the materials before telling Democrats on the Intelligence Committee. The document suggests Trump and his advisors may have been swept up in surveillance of other foreign nations. and tries to justify Trump's unfounded accusation that President Obama spied on him. About 4,000 people who went to Trump University will be getting most of their tuition money back. A judge approved an agreement for President Trump to pay $25 million to settle class action lawsuits against the education program. Trump University was created in 2005 and promised to teach students investing techniques to get rich in real estate, just like Donald Trump. But the university closed 5 years later after New York education officials ordered the program to stop operating without a license. Ohio University won't be pursuing any disciplinary actions against students arrested in the Baker Center protest. In Baker Center on February 1st, the Post reports that OU spokeswoman Carly Leatherwood said that OU will not proceed with any disciplinary actions against anyone in connection with the protest. Michael Mayberry was found not guilty of trespassing earlier this week. The prosecutor's office dropped the remaining trespassing charges for the other demonstrators. 15 students took a plea deal of a lesser charge before Mayberry's ruling. Community members, representatives from the city of Athens, and Ohio University are working to combat sexual assault in the community. The Post reports the group met in the Bobcat Lounge in Baker Center yesterday. They discussed the resources for community members, whether they want to report the abuse or not. The chief of Athens Police Department, Tom Pyle, says there is not enough data to explain the rise in the number of reports. Columbus police say a woman is recovering after being shot in the chest in a lingerie store yesterday afternoon. Apparently, a woman shot her in a pink store full of shoppers because of a fight over a man. Deputy Chief Thomas Quinlan says the shooting occurred in an upstairs room of the store at the Easton Town Center shopping area. Pink is part of a corporate family, including Victoria's Secret. 2 people are dead after a house fire in Cross Lanes, West Virginia yesterday. The state fire marshal's office says William and Elfried Wade, both 85, died in the fire. Investigators could not find any signs of a smoke detector in the home. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. On Wall Street today, the Dow was down. Here's a look at stocks of local interest. A bridge collapses after a fire erupts underneath it. That story still ahead.
And we'll talk about breezy conditions heading into our weekend, our next chance for rain, and opening day forecast next on Newswatch.
Officials say they haven't determined the cause of a raging fire that collapsed an elevated span of Interstate 85 in Atlanta. Georgia Department of Transportation Commissioner Russell McMurray says the site beneath the collapsed roadway was used to store non-combustible state-owned construction materials. They included coils of plastic conduit used in fiber optic networks. McMurray said at least 350 feet of Interstate 85 northbound and southbound will have to be replaced, a job he said would take months.
From the Newswatch Weather Center, I'm Matt Thigpen. Right now in Athens, we see misty skies out there, 52 degrees, cloudy, winds coming out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. See that dew point and humidity right up there? That'll give us some mist across the region. 56 in Ironton, 55 in Columbus, 53 in Chillicothe. We're cooling down in Jackson, 51 degrees in Cambridge. We see 55 degrees. For our almanac today, we actually hit a high of 62 degrees earlier this morning. We had a low of 53, and we're still dropping that low. Right about normal, just a little warmer than normal, especially for that low. Some rainfall totals from across the region. We were about above an inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch in Ironton. We had about almost an inch and a half in Athens and over an inch and a half in Chillicothe. So we see a wide swath of an inch or more of rainfall across much of the region. And with that comes our watches and warnings. We got a couple flood warnings. We got Jackson County in Ohio, Morgan County, Athens County, and Vinton County for a flood warning until 12:45 a.m. We see a flood advisory for Hocking County until looks like midnight tonight. And we also have a flood advisory for Guernsey County, that's the Cambridge area, Muskingum, Noble, and Greene County in West Virginia until 1 a.m. So watch out, turn around, don't drown, kids. It's not worth it. You don't know what's underneath that water. High pressure will start to move into the region as we see that low pressure in that trough move off the east coast, bringing snow and sleet to most of the eastern seaboard. High pressure moves in tomorrow, bringing a counterclockwise flow, bringing in Canada dry air, not that other stuff that we saw yesterday with that airplane. 53 degrees here in Athens, partly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy tomorrow. 52 in New Lexington. We see our cooler spot up in Newark at 47 degrees, 55 down in Ironton. Looking at tomorrow for Athens, we see 53 degrees. We'll see decreasing clouds. We'll see a cloudy morning, chance for showers real early. Shouldn't ruin your day. Gusty winds again. Winds coming out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It'll be a breezy day. Overnight tonight, we'll see 43 degrees here in Athens, 44 in Marietta. We'll see cloudy skies tonight in those breezy conditions, a few scattered showers here and there, but it shouldn't ruin your night. New Lexington, we see 42 in New Lexington, 42 also in New Martinsville, and our warmer spot down here in Ironton, we see 46 degrees. And taking a look at it here in Athens, we see that flood warning until 12:45 a.m. Breezy conditions. Be careful out there, a few lingering showers. See those winds start to pick up from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Our weekend outlook, tomorrow we begin to see those clouds decrease throughout the afternoon and the evening hours. It's 53 degrees. We'll get it a little bit chilly, but we'll stay dry for Saturday evening, 36 degrees. And for our opening day for Reds, if you're heading over there, 68 degrees. We'll be cloudy and mild. We might have to delay it. And our extended forecast, Monday brings our next chance for rain. Sunday is dry though, 66 degrees, 68. We're almost to 70 degrees for much of our work week, and rain moves back into the region, Chelsea.
Thanks, Matt. Disney princesses are trading in their ball gowns and crowns for sturdy boots, teaching millions of girls and boys around the globe that being a powerful, strong, and courageous girl is the new version of a modern-day Disney princess. With 22 live-action movies in the works, Disney is recognizing the need to modernize the old-fashioned damsel in distress and use their movies as a platform to empower the next generation of young women, showing fans that not every happy ending needs a Prince Charming.
Someday my prince will come.
Snow White pined for her elusive prince in the early days of Disney.
Let them go!
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Today there's a new breed of heroine
How do people walk in these things?
out to overturn all the stereotypes.
For every girl who dreams big, there's a princess to show her it's possible.
Princesses have always been celluloid royalty at Disney, winning the hearts of millions for decades. Today, they are helping to both empower and inspire.
These Disney princesses, they're not just wearing ball gowns, they're getting down and dirty, and they're fighting, and they're speaking their minds, and it's incredibly powerful, especially for these young audiences to see that.
The fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all.
Disney has every incentive to keep their princess franchise humming. Frozen, featuring two strong heroines, is the best performing animated movie in Disney history, taking in over $1.25 billion worldwide. And with just a few weeks in theaters, Beauty and the Beast already has earnings of more than $700 million.
They've been smart enough to recognize that they needed to evolve to sort of suit the times, and they couldn't be mired in these sort of someday my prince will come mentality.
Come into the light.
Beauty and the Beast is just the latest film that has changed with the times. Emma Watson, who plays Belle in the latest remake, knew immediately that her character needed a reboot.
In our film, she's actually an activist within her own community. She's teaching other young girls who are part of the village to read.
Who said that?
And Disney's efforts to freshen up its catalog is just beginning, with its new films blending live action and cutting-edge animation.
When you look at their 22 live actions that are in the works, we have several that will feature strong women, like Snow White, The Little Mermaid, Mulan.
Princesses have always been in Disney's DNA, and the studio wants to preserve its beloved stories for the generations of princesses yet to come. Maggie Lake, CNN Money, New York.
The Little Mermaid is the next slated Disney live-action movie.
I'm Blake Baker here with sports. When we come back, we'll look at some Ohio athletes who won some hardware for their work off the field. Stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station. Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Blake Baker with sports. Ohio baseball kicks off conference play this weekend as they travel to Muncie, Indiana to take on Ball State. But they're going to have to wait at least one more day. Today's contest was postponed until tomorrow due to rain. Tomorrow will be a doubleheader, and the first pitch is scheduled for noon. Ohio holds a 5-game losing streak despite having the third best fielding percentage in the entire country and one of the best pitching staffs in the MAC statistically. Ball State is winless in the MAC in 3 attempts so far, and this series will be its second straight home series against a conference opponent. Staying on the diamond, the Ohio softball team begins a weekend series in the MAC today, facing Western Michigan. It was nicer weather up in Kalamazoo, and Ohio put a beating on the Broncos. Home runs in back-to-back innings highlighted an offensive explosion for the Cats as they downed Western 9-1. Ohio is now 23-6, and they received their first top 25 vote in program history earlier this month. A little fun fact. And after a 4-0 start to conference play, the Cats lead the MAC in batting average, ERA, and fielding percentage. The winter sports seasons have come to a close for Ohio teams, but as always, a student-athlete's work is never done. 6 student-athletes were honored for their work in the classroom after the MAC announced its all-conference academic teams for wrestling and women's basketball. 2 wrestlers were named all-conference academically. Arsen Ashugwan and Cade Kowalski each maintain at least a 3.5 GPA. Ashugwan is a sophomore from Armenia majoring in international business, and Kowalski made the list after just his first year of eligibility. He majors in marketing. The MAC named 4 women's basketballers at OU to the all-conference academic team as well. Taylor Agler, Katie Baker, Hannah Bosinger, and Athens' very own Dominique Dosuk all sport a GPA of at least 3.2 and all played about 30 games this past season. A lot going on this weekend in Ohio sports. The track and field team hosts the Cherry Blossom Invitational. The Invitational will be the first home meet of the year for the Bobcats and will last all day on Saturday. At last weekend's meet in Raleigh, North Carolina, Ohio produced 7 top 50 finishes, including 2 top 15 finishes and a top 10 hammer throw from senior Emma Ryan. Ohio's women's golf team is also in action this weekend. The Cats joined 12 other teams at the Lady Colonel Classic, happening today and tomorrow in Richmond, Kentucky. The ladies finished 4th in that event last year, and with 4 Bobcats placing in the top 20. Competition started this morning at 8:30 and will pick up tomorrow morning at 9. All these Ohio sports are well underway, but baseball season is just about to get started. MLB's opening day is Sunday, and 6 teams will hit the diamond for the first games of the year. Most notably, the defending World Series champion Cubs look to build on their magic from October when they travel to St. Louis in the season's first game under the lights. The Reds and Indians fans will have to wait until Monday to see their teams in action. Cincinnati hosts opening day every year, and they will take on the Phillies Monday afternoon. And 5 months after a World Series run, the Tribe begin the 2017 campaign in Arlington, Texas, in a matchup with the Rangers. That's all your news and notes in sports. Chelsea, tossing it back your way.
Thanks, Blake. Crayola says it has the color of its newest crayon picked out. Now they want fans to decide what to name it. Crayola announced on Facebook Live Friday that fans will be asked to help name the blue shaded crayon this summer. The company says it will reveal more information on the new color in May. The announcement comes one day after Crayola announced it would retire the yellow-colored dandelion from its crayon lineup.
Thanks, Chelsea. And this just in from the National Weather Service. We still have the flood warning until 1 a.m. now for Jackson, Morgan, Athens, and Vinton County. So if you're out there, be careful. And also the flood advisory goes for Hocking County, Guernsey County, Muskingum, and Noble County in Ohio. We also have Greene County in West Virginia until 1 a.m. tonight. We'll see the flood warning again tonight. 43 degrees here in Athens. Northwest winds coming in at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It'll get breezy out there. For our weekend, we'll see breezy conditions on Saturday. We see a high of 53 degrees. We'll cool down to 36 degrees. We'll see 66 degrees on Sunday, mostly sunny skies, so it'll be a beautiful weekend for that track meet and mom's weekend. 68 and on Monday, we'll see the rain return in the afternoon hours. Tuesday brings our next chance for a considerable amount of rain, again like today and yesterday. 67 degrees, 69, back near 70 degrees on Wednesday, 56 on Thursday. Another chance for rain, and ending next work week back near 52 degrees. Sunny, partly cloudy skies with a chance of rain lingering around towards the afternoon hours. Chelsea?
Thanks, Matt. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Chelsea Sick. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.